Am I the a-hole here for refusing to wear pants and long-sleeved shirts to pick up my son? 6 weeks ago my wife 36 and I 38 moved across the country with our son 5 to live in my late grandma's old house that we inherited. We're from Seattle and moved to a town in Texas, and honestly my wife and I decking hate living here, but it's financially better for us for the time being, plus honestly I am attached to my grandma's house. I have a lot of tattoos, long hair, just a general look that really isn't common here, but was totally normal in Seattle. I've gotten a lot of looks and some shit from people here, which I don't really give a duck about, but suffice it to say my appearance doesn't fit in. So far my wife had been the one picking our son up and dropping him off at school, daycare, because my work schedule was all ducked up, but I've settled into the same hours she works, so now we're picking our son up and dropping him off together. I met our son's teacher earlier today and I could just tell she was uncomfortable with my appearance from the jump. My wife and I talked to her for a bit about how our son was adjusting to the new school. After talking about that for a bit, his teacher asked me to cover up my tattoos, which would basically require covering up all of my skin below the neck, when I come pick him up and drop him off, because it was off-putting and apparently tattoos are against the school dress code. I said no, I was clothed tank top and shorts and I'm not a student, so I said I wasn't under their dress code. Besides, none of my tattoos that are visible when I'm clothed to any degree can be considered offensive unless you find the very idea of tattoos offensive. She insisted, which irritated me and my wife, and basically we just told her that I wasn't going to change how I dress and wasn't going to stop picking up my kid, so she and anyone else who had a problem would have to just deal with it. My wife and I think this is totally ducking ridiculous, but my mom, whom I called earlier today, said I should just go with it and that I'm being a pain in the duck. Story 2. Am I the a-hole here for rejecting his proposal after knowing the truth? I 19F study abroad and haven't seen my family for a while. I'm a 5-hour drive away and only come back to my home country when I have a long break from college. A few weeks ago my little sister 15F called me freaking out. She said that my mother was setting me up with a guy my age who seems really kind and nice. For your information, it's a tradition in my family to marry young, but I never wanted to continue this tradition and I was open about it as well. Although I noticed my mother was slightly uncomfortable when I spoke to her about it. The guy she set me up with 20M is in his 3rd year of college and about to graduate next year. According to my sister, he's studying to become a pilot. No wonder she set me up with him. I asked to see a picture of him and I kid you not, he's someone I knew back in high school. There was a guy in my class back in high school who I always knew for being the jerk who always cheats in exams and messes around with girls. Apparently all this time he was trying to make me jealous, but it never worked. Luckily for me, I know a friend of a friend who is really close to him and can expose him in seconds. I don't want to marry this guy even if he has a shitload of money, even if he's a pilot or whatever, and at the same time I don't want to let my own mother down. So would I be the asshole if I expose him to my mother and refuse his proposal?